Hi everyone, so hope you're all doing well and hope all of your exams have gone well. If you're an A-level student, you would have finished your exams now. If you're a GCSE student as well, you'd have finished your exams too. So hopefully all your exams have been all great. This video really is specifically for GCSE students who are moving into year 12 in September, but also for year 12 students as well who maybe didn't choose to do further maths in year 12, but are thinking about picking it up in year 13. So this video is going to be about, as you can see by the screen here, it's going to be about A-level further maths. So should you choose A-level further maths? So especially, again, if you're year 11, you just finished year 11, you're thinking about, maybe doing A-level further maths in year 12 next year when you go to sixth form or when you stay in school, start your A-levels. Or again, if you're in year 12, if you just, if you're just finishing year 12 and you're thinking about maybe picking up a bit of further maths in year 13, then this video is for you. So let's go through like the key differences between A-level maths and A-level further maths. Obviously, in the UK, we have two A-levels. We've got A-level maths and we've got A-level further maths. So I think pretty much every school in the country will offer A-level maths to you. So A-level maths is the natural continuation from GCSE maths. Obviously you've all done your GCSE maths. So A-level maths is kind of like the continuation from that. So you study core maths topics. I put a core in speech marks because the topics you do are kind of like, the core key topics in maths that kind of continue on from GCSE maths. You study these core maths topics that are fundamental to further study of maths and science. So, if you are thinking about doing a STEM subject university, so a science subject, an engineering subject, a math subject, if that's in the back of your mind, then I would say definitely make sure you choose A-level maths, because a lot of universities, if you think about doing like maths or biology, medicine, economics, finance, chemistry, obviously physics, maths, computer science, every single university in the country will probably say to you, right, you need to do A-level maths. So if you are thinking about doing a science or an engineering subject or a finance subject university, make sure absolutely you're choosing A-level maths, because it's core. It will be core to your degree, and these are the core maths topics that you need to study in order to go to the next stage of education. So A-level maths is the natural continuation from GCSE maths. You study things like calculus, so differentiation, integration, logarithms and exponentials, trig, some more trigonometry, further trigonometry that builds on from what you did at GCSE, some more proof stuff, some more proving results, again building on from GCSE maths. You study some mechanics, so a bit more physics, so a bit more applied maths. You'll study how you can use maths in mechanics and kinematics problems. Probability and statistics are building on from what you already know about probability theory and statistics, and some vectors as well. So there's other topics too, but that's just some examples of the topics, the core topics you cover as an A-level maths student. But really, this video is about A-level further maths. So in A-level further maths, you will study new topics. So it's not um, it's not totally independent from A-level maths. So it's not like A-level maths is a total. A-level further maths is a totally different course to A-level maths. There is a little bit of overlap. So as I say down here, there is some overlap, but not a lot. I mean, you will study mostly new topics which are separate and independent from A-level straight maths. So you'll study topics like complex numbers, matrices, proof by induction, so mathematical induction, polar coordinates, hyperbolic functions, and you'll probably do some further mechanics and further statistics as well, which will be, again, there may be some overlap with the A-level math stuff, but most of it will be actually independent and separate from your A-level normal maths. So A-level further maths is really looking at other topics, so new topics that are really key if you're thinking about doing a mathematical or a numerical subject at university. So if you've got in the back of your mind, if you think yourself, well, I want to do, in a couple of years' time, I want to go to university and I want to do something really mathematical. So it could be, physics or, engineering, economics, statistics, finance, maths. Then further maths could be for you, because you're going to be learning these new topics that you don't learn in normal A-level maths. You're going to be learning these new topics that will be really, really useful for you if you are going to do a degree in one of those, quote, mathematical subjects. So you go into new topics in which you use a lot at university. So if you want to do maths at university, you'll be using complex numbers, matrices, polar coordinates, like all the time. So doing A-level further maths prepares you for university, and also, of course, physics and engineering too. You'll be using these kind of topics and techniques all the time in your first year. So doing A-level further maths gets you ready for university if you're looking at doing a mathematical kind of degree. So why should you choose further maths? If you're thinking about, oh, should I choose further maths? Should I not choose it? So these are reasons why I think you should choose it. So if maths is your favorite GCSE, then I think that's a good reason to choose further maths. If you think about your GCSE subjects, was maths your favorite GCSE? Is it your favorite subject at school? Has it always been your favorite subject? Do you like solving maths problems? Do you like, do you just like maths? If you do like maths, you find it interesting, you like solving problems, you have a real interest in maths, then further maths could be for you. So definitely think about doing further maths. Another reason, so did you get grade 8 or grade 9? So did you get those top grades in your GCSE? So hopefully, results day in August, hopefully you'll get your results and hopefully you'll do really, really well and get those top grades if you are thinking about doing further maths. So if you do get those top grades as grade 8, grade 9 grades, then that's a good indication that further maths is a good subject for you to think about. So and also as well, this third point. So in the back of your mind, are you thinking to yourself, okay, I want to go to university in a couple of years' time. I probably do want to do a mathematical degree. I probably want to do physics or maybe computer science or engineering or physics. I'm thinking about one of those subjects. Those kind of subjects are my favorite subjects. And that's probably, I'm not too sure which one I'm going to pick yet, but it's going to be one of those subjects. I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of those subjects. So if you're a student who's thinking that in your head right now, then I would say choose further maths, because the maths that you do in further maths, again, is a little bit separate from the maths you do in A-level maths. Of course, A-level maths is really important. You have to do A-level normal maths, but A-level further maths gives you new topics that will be really, really useful for these degrees. And seeing these A-level further maths topics before you do these degrees will really help you out. Now, some universities, especially the top ones, I think Cambridge, Oxford, I'm pretty sure they require further maths. Like, I'm pretty sure they say to you, right, you have to do A-level further maths. If you're thinking about like maths or physics, for example. But I think most universities, even if you want to do like a maths degree at university, I think most universities don't require you to do further maths, because not every school in the country, or not every college, or not every sixth form offers further maths as a course at A level. So I think most universities, the majority, it's not compulsory. But I would say if you are thinking about doing one of these degrees, and if you've got in the back of your mind, I'm pretty certain I'm going to do probably computer science or physics, maths, one of those kind of subjects, economics, one of those subjects where there's going to be a lot of maths and statistics involved, then I would say to you, look, if your school offers it, if your college offers further maths, I would say choose it. Because, even if you don't like it in your first year, you can always drop it in your second year. So obviously, A levels is 2 years, it's a 2-year course. So maybe you do your first year and then you think, actually, I didn't really like further maths, so I can drop it in my second year. So I would say to you guys that if you're thinking about one of these subjects, maths, physics, computer science, engineering, statistics, economics, if you're thinking about those kind of degrees, I would say to you, if you have the chance to do further maths A level, I would say pick it. And as I said before, if you don't really like it after 1 year, you can drop it in your first year and then forget about it in year 2. But I would say to you, if you are considering those degrees, go for further maths, because if you do one of these degrees at university, trust me, you'll be glad that you did further maths, because it will really help you out. Again, a lot of universities don't require it, but seeing further maths stuff at university and not having to worry about studying that stuff because you've seen it before, it just makes life so much easier for you guys, and it just really does kind of ease you into university, rather than starting university and let's say you do like computer science or physics university and you've never seen complex numbers before, and you've got to spend your first few months at university learning about complex numbers. Well, if you've done it before, it just makes life easier. So doing further maths is a really good idea if you're a mathematical kind of person, you're really interested in doing a degree where you're going to be doing lots of calculations and lots of maths, then I would say go with further maths. Now let's look at some reasons why you should not choose A-level further maths. So maybe your parents said to you, right, I really want you to become really rich, and I want you to, get a good career, and I want you to work in a bank, I want you to work in finance, and you got to do further maths because we're your parents and we're forcing you to do further maths. Or maybe your teacher said, Yeah, I think, you're good at maths. I think, if you want to do finance, do, or, really a decent career where you're going to get paid lots of money, yeah, do further maths. It's a good choice. I would say that's not a good reason. So you've got to personally, so forget about your parents, forget about your teachers, forget about these people. I know your parents and your teachers are important people in your life, but forget about them for a second and ask yourself, do you like maths? Because if you don't, regardless of what your parents, your teachers are trying to get you to do, I would say ignore them. You've got to enjoy maths if you're going to choose further maths. You've got to enjoy it. You've got to like it. It's got to be your favorite subject, or it's at least got to be in your top three favorite subjects. I think if it's not in your top three favorite subjects at school, I would say no, don't do further maths. It's got to be one of your favorite. It's got to, I would say probably it's got to be your favorite subject, because if you're doing maths and further maths, most schools and colleges in your first year at A level, you got four choices. You normally have like four. Most people do like four subjects in your first year. Now, if you do maths and further maths, that's half of your time doing maths. So half of your studies is going to be maths. And if you're doing like physics, well, that's going to be even more maths and physics. So, if you are going to be choosing further maths A level, most of your studies will be maths. So you've got to really enjoy maths. You've got to really enjoy your problem solving. You've got to be interested in maths. And if you're not, and you're kind of being forced by your parents and teachers to do it, maybe your mum said to you, right, you've got to do further maths because I want you to work at a bank. Then, if you think to yourself deep down, I don't really like maths, then don't do it. Ignore your parents or your teachers, because you've got to really like it, in my opinion. Because you don't want to be doing, you don't want to be turning up to your first few further math classes and thinking, oh no, I made the wrong choice here. I'm going to have to drop this already. Because then, it just messes things up. So, you know, doing your research before you start A levels is really good, and thinking to yourself, having these conversations with yourself, do you enjoy maths? Because if you don't, I would say don't choose further maths. Also, this second point I make as well. So you got great. So let's say, for example, you got a grade 7 in your GCSE maths. So you open your results in August. You got grade 7. Now, a lot of schools, colleges will let you do further maths if you got a grade 7. I would say personally, if you're getting grade 7, I don't want to say you're not good enough, but what I would say is you're a little bit behind, or you're not as, if you're getting grade 7 at GCSE maths, you're good at maths, don't get me wrong. Grade 7 is a good grade, well done. It's a very good grade. It's definitely good enough to do A level maths, in my opinion. But if you're looking at doing A level further maths, where you're going to be doing these new topics, and these topics you're doing, like complex numbers, matrices, they're very technical topics, right? So it's a lot more mathsy, a lot more technical. So if you are getting less than grade 8, I would be really saying to yourself, you know, do you feel like you can cope with extra maths? I mean, personally speaking, I think if you get a grade 7 at GCSE maths, you probably don't have a solid enough base of knowledge to easily transition into further maths, in my opinion. Again, I don't want to say that you're not good enough, but what I could say is I think you're gonna, find it difficult, and I think you're gonna have your work cut out if you want to do further maths. So I would say to you guys, look, grade 8, grade 9. If you really like your maths, you got grade 8, grade 9. I'd say go for further maths. But I think if you're getting less than that, if you couldn't get a grade 8 at GCSE, I'd be thinking, you're gonna have a lot of work to do, and you're gonna be probably a little bit stressed out. So I'm not gonna say to you, "Oh, don't do it," but I'm gonna say to you guys that it may be a challenge for you guys. And also this last point as well. So maybe you thought to yourself, "Well, GCSE was relatively straightforward, so again, maybe I should just do further maths because it's probably just going to be straightforward as well." Again, I would say to you guys, ask yourself this question: do you actually genuinely enjoy maths? Do you really enjoy maths? Do you want to study more maths? Are you motivated to do more maths? Those are the questions that I would ask yourself, rather than, oh, I don't really like maths, but maths is quite straightforward, so I may as well just do some more maths. I don't think that's really a good reason to be doing further maths. I think the key reasons to be doing further maths is because maths is your favorite subject, or one of your favorite subjects. You did really, really well at GCSE and you got a really top grade, and you are pretty sure you're going to do some kind of like mathematical numerical degree at university where you're going to be doing lots of maths, and there will be lots of maths involved. These are really your three key reasons to choose further maths. But I would say, if your parents is kind of trying to force you to do further maths and you don't want to, I would say ignore them and don't do it. Or if you did get less than grade 8 and you're a bit unsure whether you can cope, I would say it's probably the best idea would be probably not to do it. I mean, again, you can try and do it in your first year and see how it goes. I'm not saying don't do further maths if you got grade 7 at GCSE, but see how it goes and see if you are finding it okay, and see if you're finding the homework okay. And if not, then you can drop it in your first year, or you can drop it like a few weeks into your first year if you're really not liking it. So hopefully that video gives you this video today gives you some guidance on should you choose further maths, should you not choose further maths. But any questions, do leave a comment in the comment section below. And again, hopefully this gave you some guidance. Please do like the video, please do subscribe to the channel as well if you found this topic this video useful. So I am an A-level maths tutor. I actually tutor the A-level maths syllabus. That's kind of my area of expertise. I do tutor as well I am able to tutor some further maths topics, but not the entire syllabus, because some of the statistics and mechanics stuff in the A-level further maths syllabus I've either not seen for a very long time or I've actually never studied myself. So I mainly do focus on A-level maths. That's kind of like my forte. But yeah, again, any questions, leave a comment below, and please do like and subscribe. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon.